Hello everyone. Now I'm going to teach you how to find the intervals of increase and decrease as well as the domain and range. Alright, given a graph, the first thing you want to do is label your end behaviors and all of your turning points as an order pair. So starting from left to right, that arrow on the left side, my order pair will be from negative infinity to positive infinity, and you learned that from your end behavior. My first turning point is at negative 4, 0. And my second turning point is at negative 1, 5. My third turning point is at 3, negative 2. And then the last end behavior is at positive infinity, positive infinity. All right. The only thing you're focusing on as far as running the intervals are all of your x values except for the range. The range is different. So, if I was to put a little roller coaster right here, and let's say those are the wheels, if I let it go, it's going to fall down. So therefore, it's decreasing from that point to that point. And it will start to increase from the next turning point to the next turning point. And then it will decrease again from that turning point to the next one. And then it's going to increase once again. So when I write my interval out, for increasing, it's increasing from negative 4 to negative 1, because we're only focusing on the x values. So the way I write that is negative 4 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to negative 1. And you always write less than or equal to with x in the middle. It's also increasing from 3 to positive infinity, because like I said, you're only focusing on the x values for everything except for the range. So it's also going to increase from 3, which is less than or equal to x, less than or equal to positive infinity. All right, for decreasing, it's decreasing from negative infinity to negative 4. And you always go from left to right. So I'll write negative infinity is strictly less than, because you can never equal infinity, x, which is less than or equal to negative 4. It's also decreasing from negative 1 to 3. So I'll put negative 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 3. And to write the domain, you'll look at the smallest x value out of all the x values that you have and look at the largest x value out of all the x values you have. So my smallest x value out of all of the x values I have is negative infinity. My largest x value is positive infinity. So my domain will be from negative infinity, less than x, to positive infinity. All right, this is the only time you look at the other number, which is the y value, for your range. Your range is represented by the y values, and you do the same thing. My smallest y value to my largest y value. So looking at all my y values, the smallest one I have is negative 2. And the largest y value that I have is infinity. And I know it's written twice, so it doesn't matter which one. They're both the same. So go from negative 2, less than or equal to y, and that's when it changes, less than infinity. And that's how you write the intervals for increase and decrease, as well as domain and range.